Alright, let's talk about something that almost everyone will experience when they are on a diet, and that is the fear of missing out. You're at a restaurant, everyone's getting extra cocktails, a big old pudding, and you're staring at the menu thinking, oh my god, I can't have what I actually want here. You wallow in pity, you think that this sucks, and I get it, I really do. But today we're going to flip that mindset, because oftentimes you think about what you're missing out on, which is food or drink, but you are actually saying yes to something much, much bigger. And that is where everything changes. You see, when you're on a diet, it's really easy to feel like you're constantly saying no. No to the chips, no to the wine, no to that extra slice of cake. And what happens when you feel restricted? You feel resentment, you feel frustrated. And eventually this leads to that screw it moment where you end up throwing away all of your progress and overeating anyway. But the real problem here is that you are only focused on all of the things that you are giving up, not what you are gaining from being on this process. So let's reframe it, shall we? Because every single time you say no to one thing, you are automatically saying yes to something else. Saying no to the 4th glass of wine is saying yes to not waking up with a sore head in the morning. Saying no to the takeaway when you have food at home, that's saying yes to fat loss, to confidence, to the version of you that actually feels good in her clothes. And every single thing in your life that you have earned has come through saying no to one thing but saying yes to something else. If you went to university, there may have been a time where you had to work hard for your dissertation and all of your mates were going out partying. And in the moment, it may have felt like you were missing out, but you were saying yes to getting that grade that you wanted that ultimately could have helped you qualify for the job that you now have. Most people get stuck because they're only thinking about this moment right now. Right now, saying yes to dessert sounds amazing. Right now, skipping the gym feels way easier. But what about future you? What does she want? Does she want to be stuck in this cycle forever? Or does she want to finally break free and feel like she's in control? You think you're being restricted by skipping the extra fries, but isn't it more restrictive to feel stuck in a body that you don't feel comfortable in? To feel exhausted all the time, to avoid pictures with your loved ones? Restriction isn't just about food. Restriction is actually feeling like you are living half a life. And let's be clear, nothing is actually off limits if you are on the right diet. Sure, if you're following a disgusting meal plan from your local PT, six-pack Jack, and he wants you to just eat chicken and boiled broccoli, then of course you're going to feel miserable. But the right diet doesn't ban foods. It teaches you how to fit the foods that you like into your diet in a way that aligns with your long-term goal. It's not about sacrifice, but it is about compromise. If you want the meal out, cool, go for it. But maybe you skip the sides, you skip the starter. If you want pudding, you don't also have 3 cocktails. Maybe it means adjusting your meals earlier on in the day or in the week to make some space for that heavier meal. But it doesn't mean throwing all of your progress out of the window just because you want a meal out. And if you do want to go to town, that's perfectly fine. Some of my clients go for it when they eat out, but they have to make peace with the fact that their rate of loss for that week is going to be slower. Which leads me to my next point, which is all about balance. Because I'm not saying that you never have the cake, the cocktails, the takeaway. But there's a massive difference between you saying, I can't have this, and I can have it, but in a way that aligns with my goals. 1 biscuit, that's balance. 1 or 2 biscuits, that's balance. The whole packet, that is sabotage. And you having a few biscuits a couple times a day, even if it is within your calorie allowance, then ask yourself if that's actually a treat. Because for something to be a treat assumes that you're not having it all of the time. And let me be real with you, learning this moderation is hard. At first, just having 1 biscuit or 1 bit of chocolate is going to feel impossible. But it's a skill, and like anything, the more reps you put in, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. The first couple times, you might feel like you're using up every ounce of willpower not to go and overdo it. But eventually, it's just something you do. You give yourself permission to have the thing and you leave it at that. And that is true food freedom. And most people avoid it altogether because they're too comfortable in the all or nothing mindset. It's easier for them to eat minimal calories, to cut out all the foods they like from their diet, but we know that what comes up must go down. And at some point you will always oscillate between binging and restricting, and that is exhausting. And finally, I want to go back to that feeling of restriction. Imagine for a second that you've hit your goal weight. You've lost the pounds, you feel good in your body, you feel confident, you feel strong, you're wearing clothes that you love. Would you sit there and think, damn, when I went out for that work party dinner, I wish I had those extra truffle fries with garlic aioli? Or would you be so glad that you stuck to it, that you just had the main meal, that you did embrace moderation? It's very clear what the answer is actually going to be. So next time you're in a situation where you feel like you're missing out, stop. Ask yourself, what am I saying yes to? Because if your goal is to feel strong, in control and confident in your body, every time you choose something that aligns with that, you're saying yes to something pretty fucking amazing. And if this has hit home for you and you want me in your corner, singing your praises, holding you accountable and keeping you on track, head to fatlossfundamentals.co.uk and let's see what I can do to help you.